The atmosphere around Ibrox this weekend carried that familiar feeling that something is quietly building. Rangers took care of the business at home with a convincing victory over Dundee, a result that on paper looked more comfortable than the performance itself, but one that still carried huge significance. Winning by 3 goals without reply is never something to dismiss, especially at this stage of the season, and what mattered most was extending that remarkable domestic run. 8 consecutive victories now sit beside Rangers' name, and in a title race where momentum can swing sharply from week to week, that kind of consistency becomes a weapon in its own right. What made the weekend even sweeter was what happened elsewhere. Results in Edinburgh ensured that points were dropped at the top end of the table, and suddenly the picture looks far more favourable from a Rangers perspective. Ground has been made up, pressure has been reapplied, and that sense of belief among the support continues to grow. Celtic remain part of the conversation, of course, but there is still a feeling that they are struggling to find real rhythm, while Rangers keep stacking wins, even when performances are not quite at their fluent best. Those are often the seasons that end with something special, with barely time to breathe. Attention quickly turns to the next challenge. European nights always carry their own narrative, and an away trip on the continent is never straightforward. While some supporters may have one eye firmly on domestic priorities, there is still importance in maintaining standards and protecting that winning mentality. Results in Europe matter for more than pride alone, and the squad will be keen to carry that confidence onto a difficult away fixture. Still, the real focus remains closer to home, with the demanding league match looming that could prove pivotal in shaping the coming weeks. The domestic run must continue because those are the games that truly define a title push. Beyond the results on the pitch, the January transfer window continues to provide plenty of discussion among the Rangers support. When the manager speaks about the possibility of a standout signing before the window closes, imaginations naturally begin to run wild. Supporters start connecting dots, revisiting past moves, and dreaming about names that would send a jolt of excitement through the stands. While not every rumor carries substance, there is a clear sense that business is not finished yet. The squad is being shaped carefully, and any addition at this stage will be aimed at strengthening a group that already believes it can go all the way. Amid all the noise of potential arrivals, one of the most encouraging developments has come from much closer to home. Rangers have long taken pride in their academy, but too often talented young players have been lured away before fully making their mark in the first team. This time, however, the signs are different. A young prospect who has been turning heads with his performances has made it clear that his heart remains firmly set on Rangers. That commitment, especially at such an early stage, speaks volumes about both the player and the environment being created at the club. Kyle Glasgow has been quietly building a reputation as one of the most exciting prospects emerging from the academy. His performances have not gone unnoticed, attracting attention well beyond Scotland, but what stands out most is his attitude. He speaks with maturity, with a clear understanding of where he wants to be and what he wants to achieve. Having joined the club at a very young age, his journey has been shaped by Rangers from the very beginning, and that connection clearly runs deep. For supporters who worry about losing homegrown talent too soon, this feels like a small but meaningful victory. Seeing a young player speak about working hard, staying focused, and earning his place rather than chasing shortcuts is exactly what fans want to hear. It reflects well on the culture within the club and offers hope that the pathway from the academy to the first team remains very much alive. While patience will be required, there is genuine excitement about what the future could hold if his development continues on this trajectory. For now, simply knowing that his commitment lies with Rangers brings a welcome sense of stability amid the constant churn of modern football. At the same time, attention remains firmly fixed on strengthening the current squad. The midfield in particular has been an area of focus as Rangers look to add both depth and leadership. Injuries have disrupted options, and the demands of a long season require more than just technical quality, character, experience, and the ability to manage high-pressure moments are qualities that become priceless when trophies are on the line. That is why ongoing negotiations for an experienced midfielder have generated such interest. The situation surrounding Dan Neil continues to develop as Rangers push to reach an agreement before the window closes. His story is an intriguing one, shaped by a dramatic shift in circumstances over the past year. Having captained his side to promotion and played a central role in a memorable campaign, he now finds himself on the fringes at the highest level. Despite his age, he carries himself like a seasoned professional, and that blend of youth and leadership is precisely what Rangers are looking for as they build towards the business end of the season. From a tactical perspective, his strengths align neatly with what the team currently needs. He reads the game intelligently, offers protection in front of the defense, and uses possession responsibly rather than wastefully. More than that, he brings a vocal presence and a sense of authority that can settle those around him. In tight matches, when emotions run high and margins are thin, those qualities can make all the difference. Time, however, is becoming a factor. With the window edging closer to its conclusion, decisions will need to be made quickly. Rangers appear keen to act decisively rather than risk missing out, fully aware that interest from elsewhere remains a possibility. Whether a breakthrough comes sooner rather than later will say a lot about how determined the club is to back this title challenge fully. As things stand, the mood around Rangers feels cautiously optimistic. Results are going their way, young talent is committing to the cause, and the transfer window still holds potential to further strengthen the squad. Nothing is guaranteed, and challenges lie ahead, both domestically and beyond, but there is a growing sense that the pieces are starting to align. For supporters, that feeling is familiar, yet always exhilarating, because it signals the possibility that something meaningful could be on the horizon. As the season moves into this decisive stretch, the balance between managing expectations and maintaining ambition becomes increasingly delicate. Rangers know that winning streaks do not sustain themselves automatically. Every match now carries added weight, not only because of the points on offer, but because of the message each performance sends to rivals and to the squad itself. The recent run has created belief, yet belief still needs to be reinforced through discipline, focus, and an understanding that margins at the top are unforgiving. The next domestic fixture represents exactly that kind of test. Away from home against an opponent with their own objectives, Rangers will be expected to show control rather than flair. These are the matches that often decide championships, the ones where patience matters more than spectacle. It is not always about dominating possession or scoring early, but about managing moments, silencing the crowd, and striking when opportunities present themselves. Rangers have shown signs recently that they are learning how to win in different ways, and that adaptability could prove crucial in the weeks ahead. Squad rotation will also play a role. With fixtures coming thick and fast, the manager faces constant decisions about how much to change without disrupting rhythm. Fatigue is a real factor, particularly for key players who have carried heavy workloads during this run. That is why strengthening the squad in January is not a luxury but a necessity. Depth provides protection against injury, but it also fuels competition, raising standards across the group. Every player knows that performances matter because there is someone ready to step in if levels drop. That internal competition is already visible in training. According to those close to the club, the intensity has lifted, with players pushing each other, not just physically but mentally. There is a growing sense that places are earned, not given, and that message resonates strongly in a dressing room chasing honours. Younger players, in particular, benefit from this environment, learning quickly what it means to compete at a club where expectations never ease. The presence of emerging academy talent alongside experienced professionals creates an interesting dynamic. Young players bring hunger and fearlessness, while senior figures offer calm and perspective. When that balance is right, teams tend to thrive. Rangers appear increasingly comfortable blending those elements, and it is no coincidence that performances have become more resilient as the season has progressed. There is less panic when things do not go perfectly, and more trust in the collective plan. Leadership on the pitch remains a central theme. In tight encounters, when emotions rise and pressure builds, clear voices become essential. Rangers have sometimes been accused of lacking that commanding presence in recent seasons, but steps are being taken to address it. Whether through new signings or the natural development of existing players, the club is clearly prioritizing character as much as ability. That focus reflects an understanding of what it truly takes to win titles in Scotland, where physicality, mentality, and consistency often outweigh pure technical flair. Supporters have also played their part. The atmosphere at Ibrox has grown louder and more unified with each victory, creating an environment that opponents find increasingly uncomfortable. Players feed off that energy, particularly during difficult moments within matches. Away from home, the travelling support continues to make its presence felt, reminding the squad that expectations follow them everywhere. That connection between team and fans can be a powerful force when aligned with results. Looking ahead, the fixture list offers both opportunity and danger. There are matches that appear favourable on paper, but experience has taught Rangers that complacency is punished swiftly. The message within the camp is reportedly clear: focus on the next 90 minutes, nothing beyond that. Title races are not won by looking too far ahead, but by handling each challenge as it comes. That mindset has served successful teams well in the past, and Rangers seem intent on embracing it fully. Off the pitch, speculation will inevitably continue as the transfer window approaches its conclusion. Names will circulate, opinions will clash, and expectations will rise. Not every rumor will become reality, and not every signing will deliver instant impact. What matters most is that any addition fits the identity being built. Rangers are not searching for short-term fixes alone, but for players who understand the demands of the club and are prepared to embrace them fully. For those already in the squad, the message is simple: perform, contribute, and stay ready. Opportunities can arrive unexpectedly, whether through rotation, injuries, or tactical adjustments. Players who seize those moments often become decisive figures in title races. Rangers have seen that many times before, where an unlikely hero steps forward at just the right time. That possibility remains very much alive this season. As the campaign unfolds, narratives will shift and pressure will intensify, victories will be celebrated, setbacks scrutinized. Through it all, Rangers must maintain clarity of purpose. The foundations are there, built through recent results, renewed belief, and a squad that appears increasingly united. Challenges lie ahead, but so too does the chance to turn momentum into something tangible. Each match, each decisions, and each performance now adds another layer to a story that is still being written. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Explosive whispers are swirling around Ibrox as speculation mounts over the future of one of Scottish football's most talked about keepers. Jack Butland, the towering custodian whose performances have often been the difference between a clean sheet and a nightmare, is reportedly on the verge of a major move south. Sources close to the club claim that the England international has received an offer from the Premier League that is impossible to turn down, sparking fevered discussions behind the scenes at Rangers. While no official confirmation has emerged, insiders suggest that the deal could see Butland testing himself once again against England's elite, leaving Rangers with a gaping hole in their squad. The Glasgow Giants, known for their quick thinking in the transfer market, are said to have already begun an urgent search for a replacement. Rumours point to a short list of goalkeepers, both homegrown and from abroad, who could step into the high-pressure role between the sticks. Club management, it seems, are keen to ensure that any departure doesn't leave the team vulnerable, especially with the season's demands growing ever more intense. Fans are understandably on edge. Social media channels and fan forums are buzzing with speculation, with some supporters mourning the potential exit of a player who has become a fan favourite. While others debate who could realistically fill his boots, there's talk that Rangers might explore loan deals or even unearth a hidden gem from the lower leagues, a strategy that has paid dividends in the past. Meanwhile, pundits are weighing the implications. Losing a keeper of Butland's stature could unsettle defensive cohesion, but a timely signing might keep Rangers' ambitions on track. In the midst of all this, Butland himself remains tight-lipped, his agent refusing to comment on the swirling reports. The mere hint of a move, however, is enough to send ripples across Scottish football. If the transfer does go through, it wouldn't just be a blow for Rangers, it would mark another chapter in the ongoing narrative of Scottish talent being lured to England's top flight. One thing is certain, all eyes are on Ibrox as the club scrambles to secure a keeper capable of filling the void left by a player who, whether leaving or staying, has become a key figure in their recent successes. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.